All right, everyone. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for Manufacturing E-commerce Success. I'm one of your co-hosts, Damon Pistolka, and that pretty gentleman right over there is Kurt Anderson, co-host. We're going to be talking today about building the future of automated manufacturing with Ryan Lillibridge here. Kurt, my friend, take it away.
Damon, how's your week going? How you doing? All right?
It's
Everything,
awesome.
man. It's just
Awesome.
it couldn't be any better, man. Just if it was any better, you'd have to call 911 right now. Like it's that good right now for the conversation that we're gonna have. I'm just super fired up. Ryan, Mission Design and Automation. Happy Friday to you, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. I'm excited about today, and the sun's out a little bit right now, so that's good news in Michigan. When the sun comes out, we're all pretty happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Man, it's supposed to be like 80 or something. Like it's spring.
Woo!
Maybe spring is finally here. I don't know what's happening, but all right, we have a ton to cover here. So happy Friday to you guys. Man, drop your comments in the chat box. Let us know that you're out there. Hey, we've got some friends already dropping notes here.
We got Harry's here today. Hey,
happy Friday, Harry.
Happy Friday to you. We got Whitney stopping in already.
Hey,
thanks, Whitney.
Whitney Houston and Ryan, you met Whitney in at the Industrial Marketing Summit, did you not?
Yeah.
Down in Austin. So man, we had a great time. So, Damon, I had the honor and privilege meeting Ryan in person at the Industrial Marketing Summit back in January. We had a great, Ryan, was that a great show or what?
That was great. I mean, my mind was blown with a number of different presentations and some AI conversations, of course, this year, which are actually tactical and useful for how to use those tools. And then really enjoyed the event and how it was hosted, and Peyton and the team putting that on and doing well, right? It was just fun.
Yeah. Oh, man, it was bananas, Damon. It was absolutely, as a matter of fact, Ryan, you're going to love this. So those AI, Sammy Birches, I met Sammy Birch in person at the Industrial Marketing Summit. So here's a cool thing, Ryan. If you remember Dale was the AI guru.
Yeah.
He's on our live show next Friday. So right this very minute, a week from this very minute, we're going to have Dale. He's going to be geeking out about AI. And then Carla Gregory, she was on the panel for AI. She's going to be on a program on Monday. So next week is AI week, man. So I can't wait. But let's dive in. Today we're talking automation. So Ryan, as a little guy growing, let's go here.
All right.
As a little guy growing up in the great state of Michigan, who was your hero? Who was your hero as a little guy growing up?
Oh, that's a good question, Kurt. You didn't prep me at all for this.
I had no intention of prepping you on that one.
I would say my grandpa.
Nice.
My grandpa was my hero. Just kind of a rock for the family, and a strong foundation for all of us. Brought us all together. We did every Sunday at their place, so really a good sense of family and community, and kind of the matriarch of all that, or not the matriarch, patriarch of all that, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's all right. Let's take it another step further. So, Grandpa's name, please.
Bud is his name. Orwin, we call him Bud, but Orwin's his name. So,
all right, we'll go with Bud. So, big shout out to Bud. So, just share a little bit of Bud's background. Like, what was so inspiring? Why would he was a rock to you? Just a great someone to look up to, maybe mentor. What made Grandpa Bud so great?
Yeah, I think he worked hard every day. In and Out was a pattern maker, so I think that's where I get a little bit of my engineering side from, is that art of pattern making, woodworking, just bringing the family together, and kind of a spiritual leader too. So just to appreciate that.
Well,
Well, I mean, pattern making, that's just it's such a cool thing, and it's a dying art now with the CNC and solid modeling a bit, but man, it is such a cool thing to watch people that are good at that.
Yeah, it was before all those things.
Oh, yeah.
All the tools, all the measurements, metrology stuff, building out patterns was, man, the complexity and the math that had to happen by hand.
You see those big old caliper thingies that they would use? They would keep shaping and all the different. Oh, it was nuts.
Yeah. He had going through some tools maybe a year or two ago with him that he was like, I don't use these anymore. Can you sell them on Craigslist? So some of them were pretty precise, nice stuff, right? So
yeah.
Well, hey, great answer, Ryan. And the funny, not funny, but the interesting thing is, a lot of times we just take for granted we're around different people, same age, older, younger, and you just
Mhm.
never know the impression that you're leaving on somebody. And so
Yeah.
I love what you're saying about Grandpa Bud, man of integrity, guy, sounds like a guy of faith, and just what a wonderful inspiration, and left a big imprint on you. And so look at what a great success you are today. Thanks to Grandpa Bud. So let's continue forward. So Grand Valley State. Do I have that correct? Did you go to
That's
Grand
correct. Yeah.
So you go. So follow footsteps of Grandpa Bud. You go to Grand Valley State. We could have gone into all sorts of different career pursuits, industries. You brought your talents, your skills, your expertise into manufacturing. Why? What attracted you to manufacturing?
Oh, Kurt, I think it's the idea of just creating something, right? I liked the sciences when I was in school, but I often did experiments at home with different things. Maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I shouldn't have. Like, let's mix some chemicals together. Let's throw some things on fire. Let's smash some things. As a little boy, you're pretty adventurous, right? Let's build a catapult in the backyard and see what we can do with those kind of things, or will it throw me a football, right? So just building, creating with my hands was part of it that I really liked. And it seemed like engineering was the path to take, where you get to learn the mathematics and the science behind doing that. And that's what I liked about it, was it creates tangible things in this world that benefit people. And that was exciting to me.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. All right. Just great career pursuit. And again, a big theme that we like to hammer is like for young, all the cool kids are going into manufacturing. Ryan, you know that, of course.
yeah.
And you're just a perfect example of just some really exciting things going on. So let's slide into, all right. So you pursue manufacturing. Give us a little background on your career, and then we're going to dive into what's going on at Mission. But just give us fill in some gaps from college to today. What were some exciting things that you've seen throughout your career?
Yeah. So I went to college at Grand Valley, participated in a number of different events there, and met my wife. So I'm going to say this first, because this is my first priority, is my beautiful wife helps support me and make sure that I can do the things I do. And then I've got 3 boys that are kind of why I do what I do every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so at home, I've got those 4 that are my rock and carry me. So appreciate them. And then also we have a small little farm at home going for some 4-H, and lots of animals at home. So keeps us busy that way.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
what's on the farm? Let's hear some of
Yeah.
the animals
I'll do
before
the
we
list.
dive in. What do you have?
I got 2 cows, 3 pigs,
Nice.
10 chickens, and a dog. So I don't think I forgot anything, but
All right. Well, God bless you, man. You are a busy dude, man. No rest for the weary at the Lillibridge house. So,
Yeah.
man, absolutely love it. So, all right, let's dive in here, Ryan. So let's you pursue a career. You've been in automation for quite some time, as I understand. Is that correct?
yes. Yeah. I've been in automation for around 19 years, long enough to where I start to forget how many years I'm supposed to say.
Yeah.
I think it's 19, 18, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
In college at Grand Valley, they do a co-op program.
Yep.
So I was a beneficiary of that program, started my co-op at an automation company, was a small automation company when I started, was big when I made a change to Mission. So got into that through a few different interviews and really fell in love with automation. So I had been exposed to some different manufacturing at times, and a lot of places and a lot of manufacturing, you are producing one part, and there's cool things you can do to improve the processes and optimize that. But when I went into automation, what I realized is I get to see all the cool things.
Yeah.
I get to go all the places. The manufacturing that I get to see is just amazing in the automation business, of what people want to do, what they want to automate, where it goes, whether it's food processing to construction to indoor farming to aerospace to e-commerce, whatever industry you want to talk about. There's a lot of things in my life that I look at a lot differently now, because I've been within the facilities, seen how it's made. So my entire life gets to be a how it's made TV show every day. And that's just what's exciting to me, is I like shiny objects. I like things changing. I like seeing different things every day. And this career is what's allowed me to do that.
Yeah, absolutely love it. So you piqued my curiosity here. So you talked about, your previous life, previous company, there was a lot of growth. Share a little bit, like what evolution, revolution, what have you seen in automation over your 18, 19 years?
Yeah, yeah. And it's some of the things stay the same, right? We continue to work with people. People are the root of it all, where we talk with each other, like real humans with real problems, with real careers, concerned about making production rates and quality parts and good things. So it's good to know that there's some constants as well in there. But the things that change are the technology and kind of the adoption and the skill sets and resources that are out there. So it's exciting to see as colleges pick up. Like we had an old robot when I was in college, but it was a pretty old robot. A little bit of automation stuff, some donated PLCs like Slick 500s. So when we were learning on stuff, it was a little bit different. But really, the thing that's exciting to me is kind of the programming, the accessibility, the education system starting to come around with FIRST Robotics. That was not a thing when I started.
Yeah.
The STEM programs that are initiating through VEX and other areas that are just exposing kids to these things, and they get to see it sooner, and they're coming in the industry with this knowledge base that's almost second nature to them, right? Using computers, 3D printers at home with kids, or Codapillars and programmable robots that you can switch between Python and Java and that draw art pictures. So there's just so many toys and tools and exposure for kids that are coming in, and seeing that skill set that goes into manufacturing allows us to create new ideas and cool ideas. I mentioned 3D printing. We use that every day in production on our equipment. So 3D printing nests or different components, or 3D printing ideas that we want to try and see if they break or work or don't work. When I started, it was kind of it wasn't really around in production. It wasn't accessible. It was a R&D phase of 3D printing, and some of the big giant companies maybe had one in a lab somewhere. So I would say that's one we see quite a bit of all over the place now. Vision, so robot perception, has really come a long ways with the libraries and availability. So that's exciting to me. 3D bin picking, I feel like for years, I used to work with an R&D member that would, every 3 years or so, we'd have someone ask us for bin picking. We would get out the latest technology and try it out. And what would happen is we're like, not yet, right? So it's a good marketing pitch, but you don't actually want to buy it yet. So really, the last 3 to 4 years, those systems have come alive and you're able to put them in production. They work well, right? Wow. So there's some cool stuff like that, right?
That's huge.
Yeah. I think what's great is how, like 3D printing, for example, Damon, you were in automation in your career, and, what was a nice to have, or just kind of this like funky, weird little technology, is now mission critical. It's now a must to have on a daily basis, right?
Yeah. You're able to 3D print in where airlines would go. So you're not routing airlines anymore. Right. There's just a lot of creativity that's can be induced with that technology.
Yeah, you just rethink the way you design something, because now you can make it like you never could before.
Yeah. How about you, Damon? Do you ever use it before? Or?
I did. Yeah. I did the last couple of projects I did before we started this company. We used a lot of 3D printing, simple for different things in an assembly process that we were building out. So that's just, it is. And when you see it to where, where once was a toy, now it was something that you can actually, you're making stuff with it that you're using. And that's pretty cool when you switch to that. And, that there's just, so many different technologies, but we're, talking about automation, you get, because of your cross-sectional thing, I didn't even think about it till you were talking about food processing, warehouse kind of applications, but you just said picking. The automation has to be just exploding the uses because of things like 3D printing, but also the intelligence that they're getting, and I'm not, not necessarily from AI, just because of the development of the systems and software and everything else, and maybe AI is helping that, but you got to see it just spreading out into places where it wasn't before.
Yeah, it is, right? There's smaller manufacturers, medium manufacturers that are getting exposed to it, depending how they get introduced to it. Sometimes it's, I do have that education system creating someone that joins my team that's now had 8 years of robotics through high school and college. And they come in and they watch, yeah, we're doing some of the CNC stuff, and hey, why don't we get one of these robots in here? And I can figure this out. So you have some smaller groups that are, 10 employees that may take that leap and try that out, right? Because they have someone on their staff that will work through it. But then you have a whole bunch of software coming alongside. There's different programming methodologies that are starting to become more mature. I won't say we use them every day. There's certain ones that we do use. We've got a machine on our floor that one of our customers is using video game software to move and mobilize robots. So really cool connections being made that wouldn't typically be made, right? So it's exciting to see where that's going, how it's developing, and what it may look like, right? And the ease of use, the push to make that more user-friendly, I think is really strong, partially because of a skills gap on the programming side, right? You have to have a strong skill set to get into some of the industrial robots and program in the manner that they have. There's a good amount of training that needs to take place.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that are learning Python and different types of programming languages. So I see a lot of companies working towards making that employee base a little bit broader by changing the dynamic or how you program a robot, right?
Yeah, it's huge. It opens up the programming or the ability to program to so many more people.
Yeah.
You can get those things. So we got a couple comments here. So first of all, Whitney, my son's elementary school has 3D printers in the library.
Yeah. How cool is that?
Oh, that's incredible.
So now, young people are just, now it's just an everyday part of their life. It's just a thing.
It's a thing.
Right.
Yeah. I decided to make this. Now I just print it out.
Right.
It just, those words didn't come out 15 years ago, people in school.
Right.
So question from Harry Flaris here, Ryan, it's, if you were an 18-year-old who would rather train to become a robotics and automation technician instead of going to a formal 4-year college, what are the options? Woo! Good question, Harry.
No, I would say we've got people on our team that don't have college degrees, and they don't need them, right? It's I really think the stigma around education is shifting towards skilled trades, and not everyone needs to go to college. When I was in school, that was the path that was promoted and talked about.
Yep.
Go to college to get a degree. When you walked up to someone's high school graduation party, they were asked, "Where are you going to college?" I think those questions are changing and shifting.
Right.
And if someone's like, "I'm going to be a weld apprentice." So for the robotics side, there's a number of different places that you can go to get education. A lot of different educational centers are popping up, or skilled trades centers. I know for us, GRCC here locally, Grand Rapids Community College, has a number of robots in place. We host classes for our customers on robot training, for learning the kind of the basics, handling tool, DCS, those kind of things as well. So,
yeah. And I know that the bigger corporations are starting to actually, like welding or other things like that, they're starting their own internal apprenticeship programs where they're bringing skilled people or people with the right motivation and skill sets to come into those programs and building their own, developing their own people that understand the robotics, and then sending them to your places and other stuff like that. So there's these opportunities for people going into manufacturing, young people, even without a technical degree. I think there's opportunities with the right companies to get that training over time and still move into those skilled positions.
Yeah, we have those. We have apprenticeship programs through our build team, through our electrician. We're allowing employees to go through our robot training program. We recognize that we're a bridge to someone's goal. So there's training that's part of that bridge and building that bridge. So
That's
We've got
awesome.
employees that are trying different jobs across the board. We've got elementary kids schools that we take on tours for our facility. We're plugged into local colleges doing internships and co-ops, and then we have apprenticeship programs as well. So I do think there's a sense of ownership through an employer to make that training accessible to employees. And that's a way that you skill up your team, right? I mean, you want to continue to invest in the team and make sure that they have the tools they need to be successful.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
cool.
definitely shows the success here at Mission. And so we're going to dive into this, and let's uncover right there. Number one, just the enormous amount of opportunities for young people with technology, 3D printing, CAD, computers. I mean, it's not, not our grandma and grandpa's manufacturing anymore, is it, Ryan? It's a little bit
it's different. Yeah.
Little bit different than what it used
Definitely
to be.
different.
So let's hey, and how about grab that comment there from Sammy, Damon? She says, preach, man, preach it from the rooftops, right? Sammy, happy Friday.
Yeah, thanks, Sammy.
Thanks, Sammy.
So, all right, so let's dive in, and maybe a better question, so for folks, hey, wonderful for kids going to college. It's amazing. However, there are opportunities and tons of alternatives where before it was like you're almost shamed if you didn't go to college. Now there are, maybe a better question might be like, hey, when you graduate from high school, how are you going to go out and make the world a better place? So speaking of that question right there, Ryan, tell us, how does Mission make the world a better place? We're talking about a lot of automation. You're telling us a lot of things that are going on with work development, that type of thing. Take a deep dive, and then we have a little show and tell that we're going to do, but just share with everybody who and what is Mission Design and Automation.
Sure. Mission Design's a company, right?
I think so.
We keep good company. So when I say we're a company, we keep good company, you have company over to your house. Company is people. So with that, we want to have good people on our team, great people on our team that are committed to each other and to the customers. So we say that every single week when we stand up is we do a weekly stand up with our team. We say, help each other, take care of each other, take care of the customer, do the right thing. And that means a lot of different things for a business, right? So for us, there's ways that we make the world better for individuals one at a time, because usually that's typically what you work with. So for us, if someone's going to buy automation, that often is a big career decision, right? So I'm going to buy a piece of equipment, whether I'm a small company and I've got my home mortgage to pick up this piece of equipment. So I'm leveraging my own cash flow and my own money to trust that you're going to deliver something that makes me more money in the future. That's a big responsibility for us to take on, right? Is having someone to give us that trust and that confidence that you're going to take care of me. And when I put this piece of equipment in, I'm going to come out better than I was. So that's whether a small company or a large company. For some of the larger companies, what that means for that individual could be, if it goes well, I'm getting a promotion, production's going well, my customer's happy, I look good to my boss, all these things go really well. It changes the dynamic of their career.
Yeah.
You don't make a good choice there and it doesn't go well. What happens is career can go a different direction, right? So maybe there's demotion that happens, or production doesn't go well and you're getting phone calls at 2 a.m. because things aren't working right. So they're big decisions that impact people's lives every day, day in and day out, just on the equipment side of what we do as a business. But as a business, I think we feel there's a responsibility for education. So we're tied in with local universities. We're having those students in. We're having apprenticeship programs. So how do we make our employees more valuable? We hope that's for them to continue to stay with us. But then there's also we're part of a community here, right? Everyone in our building, all of our value walks out the door on Friday afternoon. It's what Scott, our CEO, says. The entire value of the company leaves on Friday, and they go home to families, cows, pigs, horses, kids, games, whatever, right? So they're all part of a community, and we as a company want to be part of that community. So we're very highly involved with the community, and Sammy's on here, so I can shout out like her and our impact team, community impact team. We got a number of strong volunteers in that team that make decisions for us as a company on how do we involve ourselves with the community? Where do we invest time?
Yeah.
And that's not just fundraisers through the year to do financial donations. And then it's also, where do we give our time? And why is that important? How do we give our time into the community? And the community gives back to us. So I think there's so many facets of an organization that are important, along the lines of employees first, then customers, how do we take care of them? And then community and broader families, what are we doing there? So just a lot of things in a lot of ways that I feel we can continue to make the world a better place. And it's just really fun and exciting to be able to do that every day, right?
Man,
Yeah.
Damon,
Yeah.
are you ready to
Drop
run
the
through
mic.
a wall or what, man? It was that
No doubt.
there, so I want to break that down. There's two separate things going on right there that you just said, Ryan, and you shared that with me the other day. And think about this. I don't care if you're selling software, heavy duty equipment. That person that's making that buying decision is putting their potential
Yep.
career on the line, right? I mean, like, let that sink in for a minute. If they're making a massive capital investment, their career, like you just said, Ryan, that is so profound. And I love how you guys come in with such a high level of integrity and really honor and respect. Like, we understand how important this decision is. And you even shared with me the other day, like, hey, if this is not a great fit, I'm going to tell that customer, right?
Yeah, it's true, Kurt. I mean, we have just so much experience on our team. We're so blessed to have the people on our team that we have that have been around automation for a lot of years, have seen a lot of different things. We never want to be in a that's the way we always do it mentality. I don't think there's any of that, but we've seen that work and that not work. That I think it's important to share that expertise with a customer, whether or not they decide to buy from us or not. So there have been opportunities where the customer is wanting to move into automation and they want to do these steps, and the conversations around, man, unless you put some locators or some tabs or some gap separators into that part, this process, no matter what we do, isn't going to produce a good product for you. So as much as I'd like to work with you and I'd like to help you on this, I've got to be responsible for my company's integrity and where our name shows up. And our name, we want to show up on things that are running good production and doing things well. So if we see those flags in the process, we want to bring them up and want to talk with the customer through that and say, hey, maybe you're not going to go with us, or maybe we're going to pass on this. But if you're working with anybody, they should be able to answer these key questions for you. These are engineering areas that we see a gap in as we're looking through your part or your process. I'm telling you, I can't do it the way you want us to do it. So I'm going to pass. But if anyone's telling you they can do it, make sure you ask these questions and feel very confident on the answers. So we feel that's our responsibility to do that, rather than just trying to put a machine in and hope that it works and tell them later when we knew ahead of time. It's our job to make sure that we're kind of a Sherpa or a guide through some of this automation process, because it's new to some people, or there's just the talent on our team has seen things that work and don't work, and we're open to share that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude, because, even if they go someplace else, they're still going to have a good feeling about your company because you told them straight. Right. This is what it is. Somebody else may come with a different approach that solves those problems. Somebody else may say they can do it, but they can be the ones getting the calls at 2 a.m. in the morning. But you've left them with a good feeling no matter what they do after that.
And sometimes
good information. Yeah.
Sometimes someone's creative and they found a way to do it that we didn't see. And it's like, well, kudos to them. That was a good idea. Right.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part about this industry too, is you get to have good peers in the industry that we say maybe like a sibling rivalry, right? If we're have each other's back as the industry and we want each other to do well, but if we're in a foot race, we're going to try to win, right? So when someone does better, it's like, cool, that was a good idea, right?
Well,
good stuff.
Yeah, phenomenal. I'm going to give a shout out to your CEO, Scott. And I believe this is your 20-year anniversary. Do I have that correct? Did you guys?
It is, yeah.
2004, right? And so, all right. So if man, I'm losing track of time.
First of all, we got a couple comments. I'm going to say, hey, Saul Peters dropped in saying hello. Muhammad stopped in, said hi. Thanks for stopping by, guys. And if you're out there listening, let us know you're there. Let us know where you're listening from. That's awesome as well. Yeah, we're hitting the top of the hour already, and we're just getting warmed up.
We're just getting warmed up. So yeah, drop a note. Let us know that you're out there. Give a big hello to Ryan. Connect with Ryan on LinkedIn. He and his team are just doing amazing work. If you geek out on automation, this is definitely the place to be. Now, what I love is diving into company culture. And so I just kudos to Scott of like, hey, all of our value leaves on Friday afternoon. That I've never heard that line before. That is a powerful line. We're going to do a little show and tell. I'm going to talk, but before we go there, Ryan, share with the folks, pop quiz. When you started with the company at Mission, how many employees, like how many teammates did you have ballpark?
Sure. We were maybe around 45 or so, right?
About 45. Okay. And that was a few years ago. You've been there, what, 4 years, I guess?
Yeah. Yep.
How many teammates do you have today? I can't remember.
We're in the 150 range.
What? I'm sorry. How many?
150 range.
So you've grown, you've almost quadrupled.
3x plus.
Yeah. You've almost quadrupled and you've gone from 45 to like how? Curious minds want to know, like people love to hear success leaves clues, right? Give us some clues. What in your opinion, you've grown with a company, you're now vice president. What's been one of the keys of success from your perspective?
Man, I have to give a shout out to Scott as well, because that statement around our value and our people could leave on Friday.
Yeah.
Is the number one thing, right? Just recognizing that the team that we have here, none of us do this alone. None of us do it without good people. So building a good, strong team through strong hiring processes, through good interviews, through talking about culture, talking about values, having candid conversations with each other. Mm-hmm. It's really about being human and holistic and open. And I think those are the things that are important. I did go to Scott one time. We talked about maybe putting a talent acquisition person on our team. And I said, talent acquisition. He's like, we don't hire talent. We hire people with families. So it's words matter every day, and how we use them is important because talent is different than people. Talent may be a contractor you hire in for a short period of time, but a person they come with baggage, they come with reality, they come with families, they come with different things that we as a company need to be responsible for and help with. So I think that helps a lot with that. And then also just talking about what do we do? How do we take care of each other often, right? In a frequency of communication. So we're not perfect. But that's part of what being human is not being perfect and trying to learn from it. So I think that's a key to our growth. And then just being honest with our customers about when we can help them, when we can't, and how we can and how we can't is important too. We don't want to oversell an idea and not have it work. Yeah. So we want to make sure that it's going to work well and that we're on the get the customer promotion side. So we talk about that often. Are we working to get the customer a raise or a promotion? Are they going to be successful with this? That's a lot of our foundational conversation. And when you do those things, people recognize it. They buy on trust. They buy on confidence. So if they know you're going to steer them right, they're going to come back for more. So those are the pretty key tenets that we talk about often.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. We got a comment from Harry I want to put on here. It says, how ironic that someone who works in robotics gets the human side of culture more than most.
Harry, that's perfect, man. That's a great point. So, all right, with that one, let's sit back and I'm going to grab a video here for you
let's
guys.
Let's do the video because it'd be cool seeing that.
How do you, Damon, how's that look on your end? Look pretty good?
Looks good. Let's see what it does when you start playing it.
You hear it?
Yeah, there you go. Hit the button to make it bigger if it hasn't already. So cool. Yeah, there.
How's that look?
Just fine.
Mission continues to grow and learn the latest technologies, and through this, we get to work with some really cool, smart people across the U.S. It's so important for us to marry technology and people together to build solutions that make the world a better place.
I think the role that we play to make our customers successful is being curious and inquisitive, asking the right questions, and getting to the root of what's necessary and what they need, right? And that takes a lot of perspectives. So we need to be talking to maintenance and quality, and what are the production metrics, and what do you stay up at night with? All those kind of questions help us build that statement around what's needed.
From the get-go, our team really focuses on the fact that we actually collaborate with our customers throughout the entire duration of the relationship and each specific project. We want to make them feel involved. So one of the things that we have the most fun with is the process of whiteboarding.
So we have everybody from mom and pop shops to large companies. They're looking to automate anything that they can. When that labor shortage hit, a lot of these companies almost went under. So their only option was to turn to automation. So it's just very exciting to see this, like, everybody getting into the industry these days.
Mission is a place that people are striving to work with because of their integrity and because of the way that our team has brought their experience of many years to solve the problems of today.
Working at Mission Design is a great experience. It's fun every day to come into work, be around passionate people who care about what they're doing and care about who they're doing it with and care about our customers and what their needs are.
Mission exists to deliver a great experience and solutions through a culture of innovation and teamwork.
Mission exists to make people's life better on a daily basis. Learning and understanding customer needs, being able to partner with them, solve the problems, implement it for a better outcome with confidence and expertise makes a great integrator.
We've been taking on more and more interesting projects, and each new project that I'm on, I'm learning new things. My mentors are teaching me a bunch, and I'm always excited for new challenges. So I'm just excited to see what we tackle next. I've been in the automation industry for 1 year.
12 years.
26 years.
27 years.
24 years.
20 years.
34 years.
6 years.
31 years.
9 years.
15 years.
Not long enough. There's so much to learn. 17 years.
33 years and counting.
Kurt, you're a pro.
That's awesome, man. That was
So cool. So cool.
Damon, how about
I know. I just look at the solutions you guys are producing, and it's just so cool to watch the way things are. You know, it's like you said, you get to experience a new series of, you know, the Discovery Channel, how it's made every time you go to work. So cool.
Absolutely love it. You see, hey, Whitney just sums it up right there. So for our friends on podcast, she just dropped fire.
We got someone else that said hi. We can't see who it is on LinkedIn, but thanks for saying hi.
Yeah. Happy Friday, guys. And again, we're here with Ryan Lillibridge from Mission Design and Automation. Great, amazing, wonderful manufacturer here in the States. And so, Ryan, what I want to dive in here. I don't want to be mindful of your time because, man, you are helping a lot of people out there. Let's talk about, we had a great conversation and you touched on it a little bit earlier. And I'd love to take a deep dive before we let you go. That small manufacturer out there. Okay. No secret, labor shortage was a thing through COVID, still not completely out of it. I just read this week, there's something like 1.8 million job openings that can't be filled in manufacturing. It's crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And so automation, it brings efficiency, it brings autonomy. It's so dynamic what it can do. But some of the small manufacturers just maybe out of, not knowing, feel left out of the party, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe, I don't know if we want to, can we dispel that myth a little bit? I was just at a small manufacturer yesterday. I was with one of the MEPs, Manufacturing Extension Partnerships, and they came in as small manufacturer and they're talking about, hey, we can talk to you about automation. We can talk to you about some solutions, even as a small manufacturer that you can take advantage of. Let's talk to that person that's 50 employees and less. Maybe like you said earlier, they only have 10, right? What are some options? What are some solutions? Where could they start? Let's reduce the overwhelm. Where could they get started to dispel that myth that they're out of the automation party?
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize, Kurt, that in the U.S. we have this wonderful entrepreneurship culture, right? That is the reason we have what we have in many areas of our country, is because people are willing to take a risk and create something new. And remember that we make things here, right? So those smaller companies are the ones making a lot of the things that we see somewhere in the supply chain. So kudos to all of them that are jumping in and doing that and taking that initiative and the risk with it, right? I think how can they get started in automation is talk to an integrator, right? Find an integrator or partner that you trust, whether it be us or somebody else, and get connected there. Have them come out to your facility, walk through the facility, just ask questions. We do this pretty regular where someone says, I don't even know where to start. I just know I can't find people, or the skill set coming in doesn't read tape measures, or all these different things that are barriers. And they're saying, but I'm getting orders. I got to make them. I feel like if I can continue to supply my customer with more orders, there's room for me to grow, right? So we'll walk through, we'll identify areas that they can get started, talk through some of those options that are maybe a lower entry point to start with, and get them rolling with some exposure to it, right? And some of that's come out to our place and put your hands on a robot. You can touch and feel it and take away a little bit of that fear around it, right? Come on out, program one. Let's see, we can show you how easy it is, or here's a class that we have. So it's a 3 or 4 day class, and you'll be moving a robot around by yourself. And it's not much different than the CNC machine that you have that you're putting G codes into. So you're already moving servos around. These are servos with different connection points. So don't let the robot companies know I said that.
But it's true. I mean, you're by getting exposure, seeing an integrator, going into your facility, seeing how these things happen, you can then do that, a bit of that thinking about that yourself. But if you're still sitting there and you don't see it, bring someone in. They might say, hey, you really can help, or they can help. And you go, holy heck, that just put this. So now these people can go do that. And I didn't want them doing what this robot's going to do anyway, because you see some of these applications that you can do with the robotics, and we're really helping our employees by not having to do some of the things that are physical or more dangerous or more repetitive, just because of long-term kind of things, that it just makes the whole operation so much better. It's so cool.
And some of the stuff has simplicity to program now, where it's you can bring that solution in, and it's another tool in your toolbox. You may not run it every day from a capacity standpoint. You're not making 1 million automotive parts and running 3 shifts with uptime being your top priority. It's I need a tool because I'm going to make 40 of these parts, and it will be quicker for me to program that into a robot and set up a fixture to run the 40 than if I have the team put labor on it. And meanwhile, they can set it up and they can be doing another job as well. So now I get this added effectiveness with my team, and anyone on the team can use that tool, right? It's kind of it's kind of the decision between, do I make it on a Bridgeport, if everyone's familiar with that? So do I machine it by hand on a Bridgeport, or do I take some time and write G codes and put it into a CNC machine? Is maybe the way to think about some of those decisions with that tool is, you know what, the quantity is to the point where I'm going to do it in the CNC machine because it makes sense. I'll do that setup once and I'll run these parts. Or, you know what, I'm just going to jump on a Bridgeport and I'll do it that way. So I think a number of these places are working in that manner, and it's just kind of showing that there are tools available that can add that effectiveness or that accessibility for your operations. And then other customers, it's maybe quality, right? The quality is the key thing for them, that they want to make sure they're putting out good quality parts, and it's a value add to the part, and then an inspection. And now the data you collect back helps you see a tool wear or different types of things that you can feed back into the system, right? So understanding their needs, their solutions, like I said in the video, what keeps them up at night is just a good starting point. And then you come to the automation candy store here, walk around, look at what you want, get some ideas, and go from there, right?
Yeah. And you talked about several things. You're just breezing over some of this stuff, but when you talk about consistency, quality, and actually in some cases better products, because the experience I've seen with like welding robots, it's like people just can't weld as good as a robot, right? You get stronger welds, and you're more consistent, and you don't miss spots, and just things like that. Or when you look at, I was just watching, because I'm a geek. Yes, I watch robotic stuff do things. And the other day, I saw a robot putting on a bonding adhesive onto this plate, and two things go together. And I'm like, I, in my lifetime, could practice my entire life and not put it on as consistently as that thing.
Right.
Maybe one time I could, but I can't do it 24/7.
Right.
And this is the thing. And now, then I think it was Matt Guzzi was just sharing too something about a robot that they have in their CNC shop that goes in and puts a part in, grabs the other one out, or would then saying the wrong process. But you think about how that leverages their skilled people. So now Damon, who can only run one machine or maybe two machines, now Damon might be able to handle 6, because all they have to do is just, if there's a light, or get the parts out of a tray, because it's just so much efficiency and quality they can drive. So
I agree.
Cool
Dave.
stuff.
I'm just trying to figure out if you've been in our facility, because we've got a robot doing some dispensing that we're working on for using accessibility there. So I was like, man, have you been here or listening, or what's going on, man?
These kind of things are just, as Kurt was saying, small manufacturers have this problem. Large manufacturers have these problems. And when you see, you look at something like the automotive industry, you're clearly near and dear to that, where you're located in the United States. And people don't realize that a lot of the quality increases have come through design, and then automating some of this stuff and visual inspection, even after people, like if I was doing something, the visual inspection, or there's just so much that that kind of robotics and automation has helped.
Now, Damon, I'm probably going to show my age here, Ryan. You might be way too young to know this one, but Damon, if I was you, Ryan, I'd just be showing. I remember I Love Lucy on the chocolate line, and she keep up, and she's eating half of them. I would be just showing that on replay over and over, Ryan.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Hey, we've got our dear friend Sammy has a comment here, so let's read it to our friends if they're on podcast.
Awesome to hear about how light automation tools can supplement when there isn't the volume for large complex systems, but a robotic solution is still needed due to labor quality and other challenges. And that is exactly the fact, right? There's something that a person may not be able to do. I mean, or for a lot of different reasons. I geek out over this stuff. I seriously do. I was just reading about the Hanford nuclear waste facility here in Washington State. Obviously, you can't have people in the room with high stuff. So the robotics in this stuff is just absolutely incredible. But anyway,
I think the other part we didn't touch on at all is just employee retention and development, right?
Yeah.
Man, I get to work in this place with no robotics, or what did you do at work today? Like the dinner table conversation at home.
Yeah.
We talk about this at our place, right?
Right.
Is what's the dinner conversation at home? You know what? Today we got a robot in for doing this process. Maybe it's dispensing a bead, and I got to be the first one to program it and set it up. And now we're running robotics, and now I'm doing that. And I was the person doing the dispensing before. Now I'm doing setups, and I'm helping think through product design and dispense paths, and I'm programming a robot is my new job description that I get to go talk about at the bar with friends or at home, wherever it is, right? You can increase pridefulness and work sometimes with that technology exposure. So
absolutely.
We got another comment in here that I want to make sure we get up. It says, do you go into businesses that already have automation and offer to check the whole process and make it more efficient? Is that a service that you provide?
Yeah, we have a service team, or depending on what it is and what level of adjustment it may need, we can do that as well, right? Just kind of walk through, point out some suggestions, talk through efficiencies. I will say we're not like an industrial engineering company. If you want like value stream mapping, process flow, process simulation to find bottlenecks and really dive into existing machine and tweak and tune, we've got some strong partners I can recommend for that.
Nice.
But we can help there, right, and figure that out. And if there's automation around that or adjustments on the automation, our team's around production all the time, right?
Yeah. So
Well,
cool.
and for our friends out there, so we partner very closely with the MEPs, Manufacturing
Yep.
Extension Partnerships, and that's another great starting point.
Mhm.
And what they do is they can come in, give many of them will give some type of free assessment, and then what they're going to do is then connect you with those subject matter experts, like our friend Ryan at Mission, or
Yep.
maybe somebody else, those industrial engineers. But any of our manufacturing friends out there, check out the Manufacturing Extension Partnerships. Now, Damon, Ryan, I don't know if you guys know this. I have to do this. I gotta come back to our friend Sammy Birch. Sammy, man, the respect I have for Sammy. Now, you guys said earlier on the program, Ryan, that you went from 43 to 150. Now, it's no coincidence that when marketing was turned over to Sammy Birch, I think things started to really pop. Do I have that? Like, is there any coincidence there? I'm just asking.
Yeah. No, there's no coincidence there. Sammy is fantastic, right? Marketing guru.
She
So
is
Sammy is our director of marketing. I couldn't shout her out.
Hey, you know what? What the heck? We'll just give Sammy all the credit. So Sammy helped triple, almost quadruple his company. So Sammy,
There we
send
go.
you all sorts of kudos. But in all seriousness, Damon, we love that line, out teach the competition.
Yeah.
And what did Ryan talk about? Like, they're doing, workshops. If you go to their website, again, strongly encourage you guys, connect with Ryan on LinkedIn, connect with Sammy
Yeah.
Birch on LinkedIn, go to their website. They have
Mission
webinars,
design.
they have case studies, they have
Yeah.
white papers, success stories. You just go to their learning center and there's all sorts of information there. And Sammy, here's Sammy. She says, hey, haha, guys. So sending that out to you.
And then it's all teamwork.
It's all
That's
teamwork.
what she says.
Hey, teamwork makes the dream work, right?
It
So
does.
and you know what? And Damon, I have to do this. Let's do this for Scott,
Okay.
right? Ryan, we're gonna do this for Scott. In all
right.
seriousness, what a sentiment! Like, tell CEO Scott
Testament,
this
yeah.
line right here. How ironic that someone that works in robotics gets the human side of culture more than most. That's a major drop the mic moment right there. And
Yeah.
kudos to you guys for creating such an inspirational, what a dynamic culture that you've created there. I could keep you here all day. Damon's just geeking out like crazy about automation.
Yeah.
Let's start winding down. Hey, and Alan's here today.
Alan. Hey, Alan. How you doing, man? Great to see you. Happy Friday to
Friday,
you.
Well, I'm free. We can go another 3 hours. I got.
Yeah.
We could go another 3 hours. So, Ryan, for folks that are just, regardless of size, are small manufacturers, mid-sized manufacturers, large manufacturers, how do they connect with you? Give us a starting point. Give us some information on how they can connect with you.
Sure. You can connect. There's a form on our website for connecting with us. So form fill or connect with me directly on LinkedIn. Either way, I'm happy to connect and chat and talk. So
awesome.
And as you can tell, man, just there's the integrity, just the expertise, the passion. Everybody wants to be on a winning team. Like it's nobody can do these things alone, right? And so to partner and align with a company, especially the explosive growth that you guys have had through COVID, is just so impressive, so admirable. So kudos to you, your entire team, to Scott for his leadership. And so we just continue wishing you guys just massive success. Damon, takeaways, thoughts. What's going through your mind right now?
I just think this stuff is super cool. That's all. Because you just think about it. The ability to adopt the technology has gotten so much easier for the normal manufacturer. Huge deal.
Yeah.
The struggle to keep enough talent around, enough great people around because of retirement and other things is a challenge in manufacturing. And I think that, years ago, people were talking about, automation is going to steal jobs. And I think, you know what? Automation is creating great jobs and keeping our companies in business. I think that's what we should be talking about automation is doing, because a lot of companies wouldn't be in business anymore without it. So
yeah,
that's just, I just think it's fun hearing you guys. I mean, and back to what Harry said, the culture you're using to grow your business is incredible.
Right.
So
you go back 200 years, like the Luddites were fighting the machinery, the technology. They're going to take our jobs. The technology is I don't know. I feel comfortable saying it is not going to take our jobs. It is just creating vast amounts of opportunity. Ryan, we're going to wind down. I have one last question for you that I'm going to ask today. Damon, are you sitting down? Are you ready?
I'm ready for this.
All right, Ryan, I didn't prep you for this one either.
Right.
But if anybody catches the show knows this question that's coming at you. Are you a baseball fan?
I don't watch a lot of baseball. Sorry.
But
If it helps, yeah.
you have 3 sons. You
Get the game.
right?
Yeah.
All right. So what are your boys? Are they fans of a team? Do you guys have a team in?
Oh, my boys are into lacrosse right now. So
They're
just
into lacrosse. All right.
yeah.
So let's go here. So let's hypothetically, just asking for a friend, hypothetically, let's say you're playing for the Tigers, right?
Mhm.
And it's bottom of the 9th. It's a tie score game. You're playing the dreaded, hated White Sox. And it's bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. There's somebody on second base, and the manager turns down the bench and says, "Hey, Ryan, grab your bat, grab your helmet, get up there and please hit in the winning run, will you?" So you grab your bat, grab your helmet, you're walking up to the plate. As you walk up to the plate, what is your walk-up song?
Oh, my walk-up song. I think, yeah. No, I think mine's gonna be win. That's the one we listen to with my boys sometimes. So
Nice.
There you go.
Win. All right. Thank you for playing my little game. That's a
Great.
question that we just love to ask. And so, Ryan, thank you. How about guys hanging out with us? Sammy, thank you for making this happen, right? Ryan,
Yeah,
thank you for
thank you.
volunteering your time. How about a big round of applause for what's going on at Mission Design? And thank you, Ryan, for sharing your passion, your truth. Big shout outs to the team there. Anybody out there that needs any assistance, any questions you have in automation, this is the man that you want to talk to. Reach out to Mission. They are here to help. Damon, this was fire, dude. I told you.
Yeah.
How about right there? Whitney says, "Woo woo!" Right? Everything's on fire. So, all right, guys, we're gonna close it out. Thank you. God bless you guys. Damon, like we always say, hey, we've got Eye of the Tiger here. Right?
Yeah, I saw that Eye of the Tiger.
oh, that's a
coming
good
up.
one too. I like that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
Yeah. I do want to shout out like our whole team.
Please do.
Puts in the work every day. So man, it is the team doing the work every day, making decisions at the different levels. That interface with the customer, making the right calls each and every day across all the thousands of small things that happen in our company. It's the team and the behaviors of and commitment to each other and the customers that really is our success. So shout out to to this team.
So cool.
Drop the mic right there. So, guys, as we love to say, just go out and be someone's inspiration, just like this guy here, Ryan is, and the entire team at Mission. Damon, I told you this was going to be a good one. I told you.
Yeah.
All right. Take it away, Damon.
All right. Well, thanks, Ryan, for being here today and talking about Mission and what you guys are doing, helping companies, just automate manufacturing and make manufacturing even more interesting place to work. And now, if you got in this late, go back to the beginning and start from there, because man, and when you're going to learn about culture, you're going to learn about automation, you're going to learn about Mission and how they're helping people, and see all these awesome comments that we had here today. Thanks everyone that commented. Thanks all of you that just said hi or listening, not commenting. We appreciate you being here today. We will be back again next week. Thanks, Ryan. We'll catch up offline. Thanks everyone.
All right. Thank you guys.